Good morning, children. So, in today's session, we are going to learn the expression for radius and energy of an hydrogen atom. So, yesterday we have learned Bohr's atomic theory, right? So, in today's session, what is the radius of an hydrogen atom and what is its energy, we are going to learn. So, consider an electron of mass m, charge minus e. Why it is minus e? Because electron, okay, electron is always having minus charge. So, revolving round the nucleus that is positively charged in a circular orbit of radius r. So, let v be the tangential velocity of the electron. See, look at the figure here. So, this is the structure of an atom. This is the center of an atom. This is from here to here, the distance is radius r. Understand, children? So, as per Coulomb's law, the electrostatic force of attraction between the moving electron and the nucleus is, are you able to follow? According to the Coulomb's law, as per Coulomb's law, the electrostatic force, the force between this center of the nucleus and outermost electron, the attraction between the moving electron and the nucleus is minus e square by r square, minus e square by r square. So, this force of attraction tends to pull electron towards the nucleus. So, whatever force is there, that force, this is a centripetal force which is acting on this nucleus, that tends the electron to move towards the nucleus. So, what happens when it moves towards the nucleus? This is positively charged and electron is negatively charged. So, positive and negative both get collapsed, right? So, for an atom to be stable, an equal centrifugal force, that means outward force, an equal centrifugal force must act away from the nucleus. So, this centrifugal force is equal to, okay, minus mv square by r. So, this is, what is this? This is electrostatic force of attraction between the moving electron and the nucleus is minus e square by r square, and the centrifugal force which is acting on the nucleus, okay, for the atom to be stable, an equal centrifugal force must act away from the nucleus, then only it will be stable, means it will be having some radius, the distance will be a stable in form. Understand? So, equal inward movement and equal outward movement, then the stable radius will be present between a central nucleus and an outer orbit, the electron which is present in the outer orbit. So, this centrifugal force which is equal to mv square by r, where m is the mass of an electron and r is the radius of the orbit, So, did you understand the difference between centripetal force and centrifugal force, children? Centripetal force is nothing but the force that is necessary to keep an object moving in a curved path. Understand? The force that is necessary to keep an object to move in a curved path, and it is directed inward, okay, towards the center of the rotation. Whereas centrifugal force, it is the force felt by an object moving in a curved path that acts outwardly, away from the center. So, that is the difference between centripetal force and centrifugal force. Centripetal force moves towards inside, centrifugal force pulls outward direction. Understand? So, now we are going to find the radius of an hydrogen atom. So, in a stationary orbit, see, look at the formula, e square by r square equal to minus mv square by r. So, you can write like this, or e square by r equal to mv square. So, as per Bohr's quantum condition, we have already learned this formula, that is mvr equal to nh by 2 pi, right? So, now we are going to get, therefore, v equal to nh by 2 pi mr, that by squaring on both sides, what we are going to get, v square equal to n square by h square, that is 2 square means 2 are 4 pi square m square r square. So, substitute the values of v square in this previous formula, what you are going to get, substitute. So, look at here, substituting the value of a v square, we are going to get, what we are going to get, children? So, e square by r equal to mn square by h square 4 pi r square m square r square, or you can write n square by h square by 4 pi square m e square. Yes. So radius, if you want to find the radius of an nth orbit, for nth orbit, radius for nth orbit, if you want to find, then radius for nth orbit Rn equal to n square by h square 4 pi square me square. So substitute, if you substitute the standard values in this, so Planck's constant h equal to 6.625 into 10 to the power minus 27 earth second. Yes, and mass of an electron m equal to 9.1095 into 10 to the power 28, and charge of an electron equal to 4.802 into 10 to the power 10 ESU. So we get, what we are going to get, children? So Rn equal to 0.529 into 10 to the power minus 8 into n square in centimeters, or it can be converted into Rn equal to 0.529 into n square angstrom. Okay, so this is the radius of the first orbit. We have done this value for the first orbit. So the radius of the first orbit is 0.529 angstrom or 0.0529 nanometer, or it can be converted into 52.9 pm. So this value is known as Bohr's radius. What it is known as? Bohr's radius. These values are known as Bohr's radius. Normally the electron in hydrogen atom is found in the first orbit, that is n equal to 1. As the value of the n increases, the radius of the orbit will also increases. So this is the radius of an hydrogen atom. So if you want to find for similarly for hydrogen like ions like helium, lithium or beryllium, the radius may be given by an expression. If you want to find for other atoms, then radius equal to 0.529. See, 0.529 into n square. What is the n? N means if it is first orbit or second orbit, like that, by z. Z is nothing but atomic number, so angstrom. So if you want to find for any other atoms, so this is the formula. Radius equal to 0.529 into n square by z angstrom. Okay, children. So if you want now the next one is energy of an electron. So what is the energy of an electron in hydrogen atom? We are going to find now. So now we are going to find the energy of an electron in an hydrogen atom. So the energy of an electron, if it is at infinite distance, okay, if it is an infinite distance where it is not attracted by the nucleus of an atom, then it is considered as 0. Okay, then it is considered as 0. So when it approaches towards the nucleus, its energy decreases. Okay, understand, children? So here this is in center of the nucleus, this is an orbit. So if the nucleus is if the electron is present at far distance, then it is considered as 0. So but when the electron approaches towards the nucleus, its energy decreases. That means the energy of an electron is always having a negative sign. So that is why the energy of an electron is always having a negative sign. So the total energy of an electron in hydrogen atom is nothing but the sum of its kinetic and potential energy. So look at here. So the total energy of an electron in a hydrogen atom is sum of its kinetic energy plus potential energy. Kinetic energy is nothing but K equal to half mv square, where m is the mass of an electron and v is the velocity of an electron. So this expression can be written as half mv square equal to e square by 2r. So why I wrote like this? Because mv square equal to e square by r. That only we have learned in previous class. sorry, in previous session. So look at here. Here E square by R equal to mv square. So this only I have substituted there. So what about the potential energy? So potential energy of an electron is 2 times the kinetic energy of an electron, and kinetic energy having a positive sign, but potential energy will be having a negative sign. Yes, so the total energy is always negative and the kinetic energy is always positive, and both have the same magnitude. Same magnitude means they both will be moving in a same direction. Understand, children? Yes, so for example, if you want to take one example, sorry, magnitude means not direction, and they will be having same mass of an electron. Understand, children? So example, here I am taking one example. If an electron, so look at here, if an electron has plus 13.6 electron volts as a kinetic energy and the potential energy equal to minus 27.2 electron volts. So then what is the total energy? Total energy will be minus 13.6 electron volts. So every time we are going to get the total energy in minus sign. Minus 27 plus 13 means what? Minus 13.6 we are going to get. So look at here, children, the total energy of an electron. Okay, the total energy of an electron in nth orbit, nth orbit equal to Ke plus Pe. So for this expression, En means nth orbit I said. So En equal to E square by 2R minus E square by R. So that you can write it as minus E square by 2R. Understand, children? So substituting the values of R, we are going to get the energy of an electron in nth orbit. Substitute the values of R. So in before we have discussed no radius. So En equal to minus E square 4 pi square m E square by 2n square h square, or you can write this 2 will go out to the above. So En equal to minus 2 pi square me to the power 4. Okay, here E is there, here E is there. So it will be changed to power 4 by n square by h square. So accept this n, remaining all the values what we are using in this equation are constant for hydrogen atom electron. Understand, children? So accept this n value. N means orbit, isn't it? So which orbit it is present, that one. So accept this, remaining all values are constant. So here accept n for all the terms. Here these are constant values. So if you want to simplify this equation, yes, you can write like this: En equal to minus k by n square, where k is a constant. What is the k value, children? Here 2 pi square me to the power 4. Already n I wrote there, so h square. So look at here. So k value is 2 pi square me to the power 4 h square. Why? What happened to the n square? N square is present here. So substituting the values of mass, electron and Planck's constant and pi value in the equation, we are going to get the value En equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power 11 n square erg per atom, or it can be expressed in terms of joules, that is En equal to minus 2.18 into 10 to the power minus 18 n square joule per atom, or still you can simplify En equal to minus 13.6 by n square electron volts per atom, or En equal to minus 1312 by n square kilojoules per mole, or kilojoules mole inverse, or it can be also written as En equal to minus 313.6 by n square kilocalories mole inverse. Understand, children? So if you want to find for another atoms, like see energy expressions for hydrogen atoms like ions like helium, lithium, beryllium, then what happens to the formula is En equal to minus 2 pi square me to the power 4 into z. Z is nothing but its atomic number. Yes, z square by n square into h square, n square h square into EH into z square. Understand? Sorry, not into, this is equal to. Okay, EH into z square. So if you want to find for another atoms like hydrogen atom, this is the formula. So this is the class today we have learned, that is energy of an electron in hydrogen atom and the expression for radius. Understand, radius of an hydrogen atom. I think you understand better. In next class we are going to discuss what we are going to discuss is their limitations and origin of spectral lines. Thank you, children.